And that action of yours, texting me at 2 a.m., no. That's not gonna get me what I want. I know damn well you're not trying to get me a ring when you're texting me at the club at 2 a.m., honey. It's not happening, okay? But you're really only gonna be able to be firm on that when you know what you want. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elicia Goguen. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe because I post every single week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Elicia Goguen, as well as my podcast channel, The Glow Up Seekers Podcast, where I talk for way too long. Okay. I have a question, but I know that it's really rhetorical because if you're watching this video right now, then you are no longer going to be settling. But my question is, when are you going to stop settling? Continuing to settle when you know that you want something in specific in your life, whether that's a relationship or an opportunity or money or whatever it is that you really want in your life. If you keep continuously settling for relationships, opportunities, money, life, anything that you want in your life, if you continue to settle knowing that you're doing that, the consequences are truly endless. And I'm sure you've seen it. What happens when you settle? You're not happy, you're miserable, you end up still trying to get a need met through the back door because you didn't actually go for what exactly you wanted. And we're no longer going to do that because on this channel, we like to live our dream life. So this is the thing. This is what I personally believe. You might believe in something else, but I'm gonna explain this to you and you're probably gonna be able to see why it's so easy for me to not settle anymore. I wanna give you like a concrete example of what I see going on here when it comes to like the universe and the settling and the you looking at whatever it is that's happening in your reality and the way that you react. I'm gonna give you an example. And I'm gonna use this in the context of relationships because I feel like a lot of us, we tend to struggle with settling when it comes to relationships, although this whole entire video can be applied to anything in your life. I apply this way of looking at things in my life with everything, not just relationships. So in order for you to really understand this example, you do have to believe somewhat, or just believe for a moment, okay? Even if you don't fully believe this, that the universe wants you to expand, okay? The universe is constantly expanding and learning about itself through us. You can even think about it as God, whatever you want to think, but just for this moment in this example, the universe wants you to expand and grow in this life. You didn't just come here to be small, to be unhappy, to have a crappy life. That's just my opinion, and again, in this context of this example. So with that said, knowing that that's like a universal truth, when you're born, you basically get dealt a certain hand of cards, okay? Your environment, your socioeconomic status, your parents, certain traumas that you have to go through, all of that, right? Good, bad, the ugly. You get dealt this hand of cards. So say one of your cards is you have some daddy issues, and your daddy issues cause you to have a lot of low self-worth as a woman. This card also entails that you never actually learned how to feel safe around a man, how to be respected by a man, how to be considered as somebody very important to a man. And the truth of reality is, when we don't have the proper relationships that one should have with a father, especially as a woman back in childhood, we tend to struggle in relationships when we get older because we never learned how to be loved by a man, truly. And because you're a child and you are in relation to whatever father figure you did or even didn't have, whoever you were around and whoever was taking care of you, you're just primed for living in survival. You're just like in survival mode when you're young, right? So if your father is emotionally neglectful and, only gives you like a little bit of attention or only cares about you just a little tiny bit, whatever it is that you got, you're just gonna take it. You're gonna take it because that means it's literally a threat to your survival. You are going to take whatever your parents give you because you rely on them to live your life. And you take however they're treating you as truth, as, okay, I guess this is how I get treated by men. I get pushed to the side. I don't really get my feelings or emotions taken in consideration. I'm not really on a high priority list. I am not fully considered and fully embraced and fully loved. Because that is how you learn to be in relation with men, and that's how you perceive yourself to be somebody on that low priority list, or you've learned how to, okay, well, I'm just gonna take whatever you get. So dad, if you only give me 1 minute of your time throughout the whole entire day, I guess that's gonna be good enough for me. Like, I guess that's all I deserve. That is how you learn as a child, when you have parents or somebody who is unfortunately creating that reality for you. So now you have low self-worth and you go into the world, and because you are primed to have this certain type of relationship, not so healthy relationship, with any sort of male, whether that be intimate or not, when you come in contact with males who represent basically the same way your father acted or the same way men around you acted before, the first ever time you learned how to be in relation to men, if they are acting the same way those men have in the past, you're actually going to feel like it's a normal thing. And sometimes you're actually going to be very attracted to that thing because you are primed to believe that that's actually how you love, or that's how men love you, because you've learned that through having a relationship with your father or through a certain figure in your life. But if we bring it back to the universal truth of the universe actually does want you to expand and to grow and to heal from certain cards that were given to you that were not the best, Like I said, there's some good cards, but not so good cards. And so what I believe is when you now are going through life, the universe, and because you're in this certain energy of this is what I deserve, the universe is gonna start bringing you more men, more people that resemble the same thing that you've learned in childhood. And because we're here really to expand, the universe is almost, again, I'm not speaking for God or speaking for the universe, but whatever. The universe is almost wanting you to see, please realize that you deserve more. I'm gonna keep bringing you these people, and I'm gonna have these people be a mirror to you, and I want you to look in the mirror and see that you continue to manifest these same people based off of your past. And what ends up happening usually, once you get to around the age that you're at, wherever you're at, because you're watching this video, you start to realize that it's actually very unhealthy, right? Sometimes we don't realize that until we get a little bit older, and then we realize, I keep getting the same men, I keep getting the same situationships, or it's a toxic relationship and I feel like I'm settling, You start to become somewhat consciously aware of the fact that it's not healthy. And this is amazing for the universe, because the universe is saying, okay, finally she's starting to see the more times I bring more men into her life and the more she attracts these men, she's finally realizing, okay, this is not helpful, or okay, actually, wait, I'm manifesting the same sort of pattern that, I once had in childhood with my father. And the universe is hoping that you make the decision to finally walk away, to finally see the man that's in front of you that is telling you, actually, I'm not ready for a relationship, or you know what, maybe we'll see, or let me just take everything from you, but without putting the label on it, the one that you really, really want. And I know you want kids, and I know you want marriage, and I know you want all these things, but I'm not sure if I'm ready right now, but I still want all of your attention and your time and your focus and your energy. The universe is hoping that you finally say no to those men. The universe is wanting you to expand. The universe is wanting you to walk away and say, no, actually, wait, I need to go on this path of learning how to feel more deserving, to have a healthier relationship with men, to have a healthy relationship with whatever, to go for what I want, and even a job or opportunity, or, to make more money, or to, expand myself and do more with my life so that everyone else can expand. Because you have to remember, you're also connected to everyone else the same way I'm connected to you guys that are watching this video. And I've had to go through my own expansion and my own up-leveling and and work past these limiting beliefs in order to be on camera right now to then help you. So we're all connected, okay? And the ideal situation is for you to walk away. Why is it that you don't walk away though? Instead of seeing him for who he is and realizing, no thank you, walk away, what you do is you obsess over that situation. You try and change him. You wait around. You wonder, how can I get him to commit to me? What should I say to get him to like me more? Maybe he's not that toxic, or maybe I can convince myself that there's good enough traits about him that it kind of weighs, it balances things out. Or let's say you really wanted a job and you didn't get it. What you usually do is you obsess over it, you let it break you, you complain, you go into scarcity, you think that it's the end of the world because you didn't get this opportunity. Whatever it is that's happening, it's like your energy goes towards that negative thing, towards the thing that you actually don't want in your life. And what happens when you go towards that thing, it ends up messing up your self-worth even more, because the more you go closer to a toxic guy, the more that it's gonna affect your self-worth. The more that you get into a scarcity mindset and you complain or obsess over an opportunity that you didn't get, it's going to create self-doubt, and you're gonna start second-guessing yourself and start second-guessing the fact that, like, can I even have the life that I want? Or like, what's my future gonna hold? Whatever. And when you're in scarcity or when you're in low self-worth, what you're going to end up doing is manifesting and settling, taking opportunities, taking men, whatever comes into your life, you're going to settle for that once again, because you're in this low self-worth. You're in a scarcity mindset. You're not thinking clearly. You're basically looking at all the situations that are not going good in your life, and you're almost looking at it as the universe is working against you instead of for you. And it's my belief that, you know, the more that you're in the scarcity, the more that you're in the low self-worth, you're just gonna continue to become a match to people who are also in low self-worth, where opportunities aren't aligned for you at all, because you're only going towards that because of scarcity, which of course is not going to lead you down a good path. And it's honestly my belief that the universe is actually working in your favor when all of these things are happening, if you just allow yourself to look at it like a lesson that the universe is trying to teach you. It's like the universe is holding up this mirror and begging you to look in the mirror and ask you to please upgrade those cards that you got dealt in childhood. I don't want you to continue to settle, to be in toxic relationships, to take opportunities that are not aligned with you. I don't want that for you. You know why I don't want that for you? Because then you won't be expanding. And we've come here to expand and to grow and to evolve and to connect with other people so that you can heal other people as well. But I need you to see that you need to work through the things that have happened in the past so that you can say no. You see, the way I like to look at anything that is unwanted in our life, you know, the guy who is just not committing to you, or, you know, he's not taking you on the dates, or he's stringing you along, or the opportunities that are just not coming, or, you know, whatever the situation that's happening right now. Every time that a situation like that happens in my life, believing what I just told you that I believe about the universe and everything, I look at this as a test. And furthermore, the universe is really asking me a question. Are you going to settle or not? When I bring you people into your life that reflect back to you what has happened in childhood, or reflect back to you your subconscious beliefs, your low self-worth, your limiting whatever beliefs that you internally still hold, when I bring to you something that reflects that, are you going to continue going down this path and taking the card that got dealt to you that wasn't good? Or are you gonna say, no thank you, I'm trying to level up, thank you, but no? And again, it's gonna be a rhetorical question for you, because you are gonna say, thank you, we're leveling up. So this is how you can pass a test, AKA how you can stop settling. The first thing that I think is so important is to become aware of when you are settling and why you are settling. And this is gonna take a lot of realness with yourself. Now, you're probably aware of where you're settling in a lot of places, whether that's in relationships or certain job opportunities or whatever you really want in your life, but you know that you're kind of settling. But it's really, really good to go back, trace it all the way back to those first early childhood memories, those relationships, those dynamics that were taught to you in childhood, and really see the connection, because there's always a connection. So for men, like I've already said in this example, maybe your dad taught you that, you know, you're not on the priority list of being cared for or loved or embraced. Or let's say you know that you're settling in a job that you hate and you're not making enough money or whatever. Maybe you got taught something to do with money in the past, from childhood, whatever, wherever in your life, doesn't need to just be childhood, that, you know, you have to hate your life when you're working, or, you know, you have to work super, super hard and grind it out and make like a little bit to no money, or that you picked up some beliefs somewhere in childhood that you don't deserve to have the life that you want. Maybe you grew up in a family where, you just didn't have the funds. You didn't come from money. You didn't get given what everyone else was given around you. And so now you internally think you don't deserve money. You don't deserve amazing things that you really want in your life. So there's always going to be beliefs that you picked up in childhood, relationship dynamics that have happened in the past that you really need to start to trace back and see how that's playing out in your reality. So a few resources that I'll give to you. One, there's a site and I always talk about it. It's called To Be Magnetic. They talk about manifesting from a very scientific standpoint, okay? I know how people can get with manifesting, but they do a lot of inner child shadow work workshops. So they provide a lot of deep imaginings is what they call it. It's basically you're leading your subconscious mind to a certain childhood memory, a certain emotion, and you're learning how to transform that and to heal that so that you can start building up your own internal self-worth and realize, okay, just because I got dealt these cards in childhood doesn't mean that it needs to be my reality now. And it's important for you to really do deep subconscious work, because the truth is you can consciously tell yourself, okay, well, I'm 27 years old and I do deserve to have the life that I want, Well, you still have subconscious beliefs that are really ingrained and I don't want to say stuck. They're neurally wired in your brain from childhood. And until you really work through that and change those neural pathways by learning how to believe a new story about yourself, that's when you're really going to be able to heal from this wound. That's why I think it is hard for some people to, they're constantly in cycles being like, why do I keep attracting the same person? Or, I know that I'm deserving, but why does it still happen? Because you're not addressing your subconscious beliefs, you're eliminating subconscious beliefs. So To Be Magnetic has really good resources. I'm also gonna link a video that I did. I believe it's called Why You Suck at Manifesting Your Dream Life. I don't really know, but I go really in depth to inner child work and reprogramming your subconscious beliefs and stuff. So please go watch that video. Like I said in this example, everything really does root back to a time and a place where you first got taught how to have relationships. The first time that you ever picked up a limiting belief that usually happens when you're younger. And so it's really to go back and really look who taught me what about money? Who taught me what about relationships and what I deserve? And see how this plays out so that when the universe starts to continue to test you, you can make that correlation and be like, no, not happening. Because what we usually do when we have somebody come in our life that is testing us, we think, okay, I guess this is just my reality. But if you were to really realize, okay, well, the universe wants me to expand, and actually what I'm doing is manifesting things that have happened in my past, you will realize, okay, wait, this thing that I don't want to be happening right now doesn't actually need to be my reality. But you need to have your inner child believe that as well, not just your conscious 27-year-old self that's like, okay, yeah, I get that I don't deserve that guy. Well, there's a part of you, an inner child part of you most likely, could be a teenager as well, who believes that she doesn't deserve to have anything other than a situationship. And that is just the truth. And I just also want to say you could obviously go to therapy and work on this as well. Okay, the next thing that's really helped me, more so like a practical tip when it comes to being able to pass tests when they present themselves and really just not settling, is to write out a list of your needs, but also your wants, okay? Because you need to be very, very clear and real with yourself about what it is you want. The way that I have DMs asking for advice on, what should I do if he's saying this or that, or, how should I play it out? Or, I really want to go for this thing, but I don't really know, When I read DMs like that, the first thing that I always want to ask people is, what do you want? Do you want a relationship? Do you want children? Do you want a whole family? Where do you want to live? What job do you want? What do you want? Again, this is going to come back to you even believing that you can even write a list of things that you actually want. But the more you do inner child healing and the more you send love and compassion to your inner child and you show her that she's actually deserving of so much more than what she was given in the past, because you deserve so much more than what you were given from your father or from your mother that wasn't there, or from, whoever hurt you in the past. You deserve so much more than that. But it's going to be up to you to be able to tell your inner child that and to reaffirm her constantly. And a part of that is writing out, sitting down and being like, what is it that I want? What does my dream life look like? What values and morals and personality traits and whatever it is do I want in a man? What job do I want? How much do I want to be making? Why do I want to make this much money? Why do I want to have this lifestyle? Why do I want to have this relationship? And what you're going to find out when you ask yourself why is usually, and it should have connection with what you didn't get in childhood. So this is another thing that I want to talk about here. When you're writing out a list, what's going to happen is your ego is going to come in and say, okay, I want 100K. I want to have a guy who's 6 foot and he makes this amount of money and he looks exactly like this and whatever. And like, listen, I'm not even gonna say that you can't want that. You can want whatever you want, but just know your ego is gonna come in and it's gonna be very aesthetic. It's gonna be very like money. It's gonna be whatever, and that's whatever. We have a nice little space for this part of our ego. That's okay. But the more you do the inner child work and you realize the needs that you didn't get met in childhood, like emotional connection and support and love and security, you're going to realize that that is actually what you're longing for as, let's say, a 27-year-old right now. I long for security. I long to have a masculine man in my life holding space for me and creating that container and being there and not walking away when I need him. I need friends who are gonna show up for me. And when I need something, I can call them and they're gonna answer and they're gonna be stable in my life, because I didn't get stability like that in my childhood. And you're going to be doing your inner child a very, very good service by you realizing what she didn't get and finding new ways to get that in healthier ways. And a lot of that should be going on your list. What's gonna make you feel safe? What's gonna make you feel loved? What's gonna make you feel whole in your life? Write those things down on a list. And this is why I say it's good to be very aware of like what you want and what you need, because then what's gonna happen is the universe is gonna say, okay, bet. Let's see. You wrote out this list and you say you want a marriage. You want somebody who is committed to you. You want, $80,000 this year, whatever it is that you're saying that you want. Basically kind of like a manifestation in a way, okay? The universe is gonna be like, okay, bet. So what I'm gonna do, because I know you've been trying to learn about yourself, I'm gonna put somebody in your life and he's not really gonna be everything on your list, but maybe he's gonna resemble a few things and you're probably gonna get a little caught up here, and I'm just gonna see if you're gonna pass this test or not. I'm gonna see if you're gonna settle. I'm gonna see if you're gonna answer the phone when he calls at 2 a.m. when you're trying to not talk to men who are calling you at 2 a.m. I'm gonna see if you're gonna pick up. And if you know what it is that you truly want and need in your life, when this test comes, because it will inevitably, it'll come, girly, it'll come. You're gonna be like, I'm not gonna pick up because I know that I deserve and I want a marriage. I want X, Y, and Z. And that action of yours, texting me at 2 a.m., no. That's not gonna get me what I want. I know damn well you're not trying to get me a ring when you're texting me at the club at 2 a.m., honey. It's not happening, okay? But you're really only gonna be able to be firm on that when you know what you want. And bring it back to the DMs that some girls will ask me, like, whoa, like, what does this mean if he texts me at like 2 a.m. and, he's saying he really wants me, but, he's also saying he can't be in a relationship right now, da-da-da. Girl, if you're being real with what you want, when you see his actions, you will realize that is not aligned to what it is that you want. Sorry, not happening. So anytime that the universe tests you, because it will test you, it will ask you, are you going to settle? Are you going to settle? Are you going to settle? What is your answer? Well, if you got the list, if you've been doing your inner child work, if you've been reminding yourself that you deserve way more than what you had in the past, you're gonna say, thank you, but next. And when the universe does try and test you, there's going to be some work that you're going to need to do, especially at the beginning, right? It's gonna get easier over time when the universe wants to do, like, throw in a little something here, a little something there. You're gonna be like, no, thank you, girl. But At the beginning, it's gonna be hard, right? So you really gotta be there with yourself. So, you know, that guy does come back into your life when he was never gonna commit to you, or, you know, this one opportunity but you still know that it's not aligned. This is coming into your life. And it's gonna be very important that you sit with yourself and you start to affirm to yourself, like, I deserve this, going through the list of things that you really want, why you deserve better than what you're getting right now. This is gonna help you be strong and firm in what you want in your life so that you don't end up taking it. And one of the biggest affirmations that I will tell myself when something comes into my life, and you'll know when it's a test because it'll trigger you some way, you know? It'll trigger you back into old habits like answering back or waiting up late for a guy to text you back, or something stupid that you used to do before, or, you know, it's creating some anxiety and it's creating some self-doubt, and now you're second guessing yourself. Should I do it? Should I not? Da, da, da. That's when you know it's like a trigger. And the biggest thing to remind yourself, and you'll be able to once you continue to do this work, is it's just a test. It's literally just a test. And furthermore, what I like to tell myself is my manifestation is right around the corner. Because if I'm trying to level up right now and the universe is saying, let me see if you're ready. Let me throw this at you real quick and see if you're gonna break or not. And listen, if you break, I wanna be very careful with that. If you break or if you don't pass the test, that's okay. You know why? Because you just need to still learn. That's all that it is. Okay, you gotta go through that situationship one more time for you to really learn what it is that you will not handle anymore. Like I said about this being something that's going to require some energy from you, especially at the beginning when the universe is testing you and you're really becoming aware of, you know, not going back to that old toxic relationship or the old whatever it is that you're trying to move past from. You need to stop focusing on the things that you do not want to happen in your life, okay? I understand that there are not so amazing situations that will happen in your life, you know, like an opportunity that's not working out, which will require you to maybe think about the opportunity that's not working out, and maybe you have to, you know, readjust or realign or whatever, or, you know, a relationship situation that's happening. It's not to completely ignore it. Like, maybe you have to attend to that situation. I'm not saying fully ignore it, but we put way too much attention on the things that we don't want, which is interesting because what we actually want is the opposite of that. So why is it that you're focusing on the negative? Okay, so when a guy texts you at 2 a.m. and you don't want that to be happening, sometimes what we do is we say, oh my God, see, it's happening again. Like, oh my God, you know, like, why does this always happen? And trust me, I've been there, right? Or like, you know, you go through a breakup, or you go through, you know, a guy turns out to not really be who you thought, or whatever situation, you know? And what we do is just we dwell and we get so sad and we're upset and oh my God, da, da. And again, you know, give yourself that time you need to cry, to be upset, to feel scared, to feel anxious. But at the end of the day, get your ass back up. Okay, because you need to look at it like it's just a test. And that's what helps me get my ass back up, because I'm like, you know what? It's just a test. A breakup's happening, okay, very sad. Let me see how I can learn, grow, whatever, but it's just a test, okay? I'm not gonna let that bring me all the way down, because what's gonna happen if I continue to spiral into this thing is my self-worth is gonna go down. And when my self-worth is down, or when I'm in scarcity, or when I am self-doubting myself, I'm not taking the proper action to get actually where I wanna be, which is in a marriage, which is, you know, making X amount of money a month. Because you don't take aligned proper action when you're in low self-worth. When you're in low self-worth, you just go and you text the guy back, or you start to go creep, or, you know, maybe I can make money doing this, even though that's not even what you want to do. So when something happens and it's triggering you and it's charging you, okay, sure, attend to it. Tell yourself some good affirmations that you need to remind yourself, hello, it's just a test, and move on, okay? There's probably 1,000,000 other things that you could be focusing on other than the thing that you don't want to be happening in your life, okay? And that's just the truth. Remind yourself, you are deserving, you are more than this, you do not need this. And if you want the life that you say that you want, and I know that you say that you want that because you're watching this video, I just know you. I know you want to just level up, okay? If you want that life, you are not going to get it if you continue to dwell in the negative, to dwell in the things that aren't going right in your life, okay? A deal didn't go through, okay, bet. Let me continue to move, let me continue to work, let me continue to be aligned, let me continue to go for my dreams and believe in myself and love myself and know that there's gonna be a guy there that is gonna wanna show up better than the guy that did it before. Stop falling in to the negative, the thoughts, the beliefs, the men are all trash, or see, this is happening again, or see, yeah, the universe is not working for me, it's working against me, It's the victim mentality, and you guys know the victim mentality is somewhat still a shadow of mine because I just feel like it's very not helpful, but I digress with that one. Listen, I get it. Sometimes you're the victim. Sometimes things suck. Sometimes it is what it is. But there comes a point where you need to stand the F up and say, no, thank you. This is just a test. Thank you for this test because this test has reminded me maybe I need to affirm to myself a little bit more things that I wasn't thinking about myself. Like, you know what? I haven't been telling myself that I'm really deserving of a relationship, or I haven't been very clearly with what it is that I want in a relationship. Or maybe this is just a sign from the universe that maybe I'm not, doing the right aligned action to get myself to the dream life, because look at the things that I'm manifesting in my life. It's giving weird. It's giving, things are not aligned. It's time to pass the test. It's time to answer the question from the universe. And the question is, are you going to continue to settle for the things that you've settled in the past based off of what you have been taught in the past? Yes or no? You know the answer. Stop letting small things affect your self-worth. When something happens that's undesirable in your life, look at it as a test. Say, okay, what can I learn from this? And keep moving. Check in with yourself, check in with your list. What is it that you truly want in this life? Stop trying to go for it in the back door. Go for it head on. Look at your past, see what you didn't get in relationships, in life in general. Learn how to meet those needs in new, healthier ways. Meaning, when somebody tries to give you a half-assed relationship, you're gonna say, no, my inner child deserves the full relationship. I deserve the full relationship. I deserve the exact opportunity that I want. Sorry, not happening. One thing I'll say about circumstances is sometimes you can't change them, right? So let's put the relationships out for a second. Maybe a job opportunity, you haven't been able to finally get that opportunity yet, or maybe you're in like a bridge job, like To Be Magnetic will always say, there's sometimes you got to work at the job that you don't like until you can really get the job that you do like. There's going to be certain circumstances that you might have to live in that reality, but you can still perceive that reality a lot different. You don't have to work at a job that you hate and be so miserable. Instead, you can work at that job for right now as you're creating a plan to go for what you really want in your life. Don't let these small little things that are not going to be your reality, if you choose or not. Sorry, I had to move the camera because the sun. But let me know if you want a video. I was thinking about making a video on how to create or build your dream life as you're working, maybe a job you don't like, or working a 9 to 5, whatever it is, something that in your current reality you're really not too fond of. How to stay positive, how to stay on the right track, because that was my story and I did it, and I'm here right now exactly where I wanted to be through some of the things that I talked about already in this video. But again, I can give some more practical tips and things of like how to really do both. I'm pretty sure by the time that this video is out, I'll already have my podcast episode out where I talk more about influencing and content creation as well. But let me know if that's what you want. Please let me know if this video helped you in any way, what you're still struggling with, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Well, I know I will because I post twice a week. And yeah, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.